The chance of getting Roy Dell back, I guess, what did you guys miss with him? What does he bring to the table when he's healthy and available?
I think the biggest thing is the knowledge of the game, but his physicality. He's a back who can be real physical with or without the ball. And we definitely kind of missed that. We need that back. His leadership, he's been doing a good job being off the field, kind of leading us, but we're looking forward to getting him back, getting his physicality back.
Ira?
What have you seen from the guys since that loss Friday night?
Just kind of refocusing, kind of understanding how important the little things are, how important ball security is over and over. It sounds good in the moment, but at the time, it doesn't mean anything until it means something. So at the end of the day, that's one of our biggest things, and making sure we focus on the details. That's why I tell our guys over and over, but they focus and they understand, the importance of this game coming up.
Chris?
How have you guys gone about trying to figure out a rotation with having so many backs that are capable?
I think the biggest thing is I preach to my guys all the time, and it's not about a depth chart, it's about a rep chart. What are you gonna do with your reps? What are you gonna do with your opportunity? I can't tell other guys not to be good. We have a number of backs that are really good, to do a number of different things. So whenever you get your opportunity, make sure you take advantage of it. You can see it even with the younger guys now. Usman has been doing a really good job with the opportunities he's been having. He's a little more comfortable now, kind of understanding what's going on. So that's one of my biggest things. And those guys, they understand the importance of that.
Brendan?
Following up on that, how do you guys determine, like, let's say, so Keziah had a couple big runs and then doesn't get a rep after that, or doesn't get a ton after that, or, when someone gets hot, like, you predetermine, hey, this is how many snaps they have going into the game? Is there a decision to keep giving them reps? I guess, how does that work when someone has a few successful plays?
Normally, if somebody's kind of hot, Coach Gus likes to keep them in. He likes to kind of make sure we continue to kind of play at a really good pace. Don't like to switch a lot of guys out, and I thought Keziah did a really good job. Unfortunately, we kind of got behind, and we had to do a few other things in the passing game, but he really helps us out also in protection. So my biggest thing is whoever's hot at that time, and try to leave them in the game so we can continue that rotation and, kind of be good with what they're doing.
Liam?
How did you see Gavin kind of embrace his role with Roy Dell being out for the last few weeks, and how much are you looking forward to kind of having them both back in the fold?
I think Gavin's a pro. His approach to everything, having a good understanding of the entire offense from a protection standpoint, and understanding everything that's going on, all the concepts. So he just kind of took a more leadership role, and he knew he needed to do that. He's not a real vocal leader. He leads by example. So we're going to continue to, glad to have all of them back, but to have Roydell back with Gavin is going to be big for us, especially in a game like this.
Ira?
How big of a challenge is Miami's defensive front, and what are some of the things your guys have to do in a game like this?
I think they're the biggest challenge. When you have guys like they have up front, this probably be the best D-line we're going to face. And we understand that. I think the biggest thing for us is making sure we do all the little things, but ball security is key. Ball security is job security. I kind of preach that to our guys all the time. And we're going to have to run tough when it's tough to run. That's the bottom line. We're going to have to find ways to run the ball, but this is a really tough defensive line.
Brendan?
With Chroma, you mentioned him, you're getting more comfortable. What does that look like? What are you seeing as a coach to say, okay, he's settling into this level of play?
I think the biggest thing is pre-snap reads, his eyes kind of understanding with protection, even getting the ball. He has understand that every run is not going to be 40 yards. It's okay to get 3 and 4 yards. And I always tell the guys all the time, read your keys, take the crumb. That's one of the biggest things, and he's doing a good job with that. And he's really tough to bring down. Sometimes he try to avoid some people. And listen, at the end of the day, just run through it. Run through them, kind of take the tough yards. I think he's doing a good job with that. Really preaching on him. He's on the practice field right now, making sure he get the pad level now.
Coach, is Gavin the best of the guys in pass protection, and then how are maybe the other guys improving in that area?
I think probably Roydell, Gav, probably two veterans. They're probably the best in pass pro, and with Keziah does a really good job with it also. But those two have a really good understanding. They play a lot of football, and pre-snap read can kind of put you in position to do the things that you need to do. But I thought Gav did a really good job his last game. Kind of putting his face in there, kind of doing a good job protecting Tommy. But I would say Gav, Roydell, and Keziah.
Aslan?
Coach, it feels like since you guys have all been here as a staff, this program is much better when they're hunters instead of kind of being hunted. like last week? What do you maybe attribute that to? Is that something you kind of see and agree with?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we always have to be the aggressor. We have to not get caught up into who think we're good and different things like that. As long as we striving to do the best that we can do and try to be better every day, that's what I think we look forward to. We look forward to always being an underdog. I think that's the biggest thing with the guys that we have. And I just think they play with a sense of urgency when that's the case, you know, and we have to continue to have that, but we have to continue to do that daily, and it has to be a process for us.
Ira?
No, he doesn't play your position, but how special, I mean, you've been around a lot of special football players. Deuce, I mean, where does he stack up in terms of just guys who can take over a game?
I think Deuce is doing a really good job building his confidence. I think Coach Tim is doing a really good job kind of putting him in position. And I think Deuce is really just scratching the surface. I think this is still early for him. He's still learning. He's a big receiver. And obviously, I think the biggest thing, he's really smart. And he's a lot faster than you realize. You know, he can get behind coverages. So I think he stacks up there with most guys who I got a chance to be around. Kind of remind you similar to Keon Coleman and Johnny Mix. You know, maybe not as athletic as Keon Coleman, but he's a mix of both of those guys.
Anything else? Aslan?
Do you get any credit for Makai's development? I know he's kind of a receiver now, but just what he's been able to do for you guys, and how surprising is that? How much is he helping the run game, I guess, overall?
Big. I compared him to Michael Wallace. I coached Michael Wallace in high school. I think he has better hands. He's a lot stronger than Mike. And I told him that early on. He's another guy, he has no idea how good he can be. I think he's building his confidence. And I tell guys all the time, I don't take credit for good players. It's not my cone drills. You know, at the end of the day, you know, God always blessed me with really good players, and I try not to take the credit for it.
Corey?
I'm not sure any of your running backs have played in this game before. The FSU Miami game I'm talking about, or gotten significant playing time. What do you tell them about what it's gonna be like on Saturday night? I know they were here from Alabama, and for the Alabama game, and they played a lot of big games in their career. But is this one gonna feel different, and do you have to kind of talk to them before the game about what to expect?
I started talking to them after the Virginia game. This is gonna be different. Nothing like this game. They have to have a certain mindset going into this game and understand this is gonna be true war. They have to understand that, you know, this rivalry is something totally different. They have to get their mind right, and those guys, you know, they only can understand it once they get in the game. Now, obviously, you know, you have somebody like Kazaa who played a little bit, you know, last couple of years, but like you're saying, none of the running backs really got some real time in a game like this. So we have to have the right mindset to understand exactly what we're getting into. And you're not gonna know until Saturday night. So we're trying to get them ready as much as we can and just trying to have a certain mindset of what we're about to face.
Anything else for Coach? All good?
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.